Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. On today's video, I will be walking you through how I get to design my own personal logo. So let's start by putting together the shapes that actually form the logo itself. And let's start by using the round shape. So come here, then the ellipse tool, and then draw a shape. Hold down shift so it will be a perfect circle, and here we have our shape too, and then resize it. Let's change it to 2 inches, 2 inches shape. So here it is, and let's reduce the stroke width to around 0.25, or let's leave it at 0.5. So here it is, and now I want to use a longer method because of those that are new to Illustrator. This will actually help you know your ways around Illustrator. And so let's start by duplicating this. Actually, I need 10 of these, so hold shift and alternative and then right click. So we have the first one. Once you get your first one, so the next thing to do is just click Ctrl D till it gets to the 10th one. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have it. And if you notice, there seems to be a color inside this, and we don't want that. So select everything. Now remove the color and leave only the stroke. So here we have it without the color. And then select all. Before we do that, let's resize the shapes itself. So we are going to be subtracting 0.2 from each of the shape that comes after the next one. So the first one is 2 inches. Like I said before, there is a simpler way to do this, but let's follow this procedure. First one is 2 inches, the second one will be 1.8 inches. Yeah, that's right, you guessed it right. 1.8 inches. The third one, 1.6 inches. Yeah, you're right. 1.6 inches. 1.4 inches. 1.2 inches. 1. 0.8. 0.6, 0.4, and 0.2. Perfect. So we have our first part of the shape that we'll be needing for the logo here. Now align everything to the center line. So we have everything aligned here. Then you can align it to the center of the artwork. Select everything and then just drag it to somewhere around here. Okay, and now for the second part, we are going to be adding our vertical and horizontal lines. So now come to the toolbar, select your line segment tool, and then draw a line. Just hover it around the first shape. Once it shows this red, that means it is aligned with the first ellipse or circle. So hold down your shift to maintain a straight line, and then hold down your right click and hold down your left click. Hold down your left click and then drag it to this side and release. So here we have our first line. Zoom in very well, you will see is properly aligned to the shape, and then duplicate. Remember we need 11 of these, 11 of the lines. So come here, duplicate the second one. Once it shows this red, here, once it shows this red, that means it's perfectly aligned. Then release. once we have gotten this first one, hold on. So let's do it again. Intersect, perfect. So once you have gotten the first one, the best thing now to do is just to click on Control D multiple times to how many times you want to duplicate. So we need 11. So it's down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. And then instead of doing this again, the best thing to do now is to select all, just highlight all the line, and then right click, transform, rotate. Hold on, no, not yet. Let's press Ctrl C and then Ctrl V, paste. Exactly. Now rotate, right click, transform, rotate 90 degrees exactly. Press OK. Perfect. So we have the first part here, and then align it. Once it shows that red and this intersects here, that means it's properly aligned to the, make sure the first line is aligned to the first circle. So we have it here. So this is the shape we'll be working on. For it to be easier for us to walk around, let's reduce this. Let's take this to around here, and then highlight this as well, and then take it around here. Perfect. So now to start building the logo itself, highlight all these and then select your shape builder tool, this one right here. Select the shape builder tool. Let's use color red and then remove stroke. Don't need stroke while selecting the shapes. So now this is the gist, this is the drill. We will select the first one, skip the next one, select the next one, skip the next one. So that's how we will be selecting it for the shapes. And when we get to this part 2, that will be how we will do it as well. So select this, skip the next one, select this, skip this, select this, skip this and select this, skip this and then select this. So we have our first part of the logo, and then for the second part of the logo, we are going to skip this part. Nothing should be here and nothing should be here. This right here, nothing should be there. So just scroll down to right here exactly. Same thing, skip the next one and move on to the one that comes after it. Skip this, move on to this. Skip this, move on to this. Skip this and move on to this. There you are. So just like that, we have our logo for Boutique Creative. So let's tidy things up here. So just select, hold down shift and select all the shapes of the logo itself. Actually, I prefer using this method, and then just hold alternative to duplicate in case you don't want to delete it entirely, and then you can move this out of the workspace and then bring this inside. Remove the outline. As you can see, it still have some outline, so remove the outline. Let's change the color to black. There we have it. This is not a perfect black actually, so let's change it to a perfect black. So there you have a perfect black. Exactly. So here is the logo for Boutique Creative. Very scalable. You can scale in, you can scale out. still maintain every single shape. Zoom out, zoom in, we maintain everything. So now the concept behind it, you may ask, here is just a simple letter B and C. First B and the second one letter C, just like that. But the C is reflected, so that's an inverse C. So let's change this. Transform, reflect. Let's change this to red, somewhere red. And let's change the C here to red, so you get to understand it very well. So here, move it to here. Exactly. So this is the concept of the logo without the line above the P being visible. So this is it. This is the inverse letter C here, and then the letter B still part of the inverse letter C. So that's the concept of the logo. And then for the name, let's change it back to black. Though not 100% black, but let's manage that for now. So zoom in. For the name, which font did I use? Let's type out the name first. Chi. Yeah. So font Contra SD, I think. I hope so. Yeah, correct. Contra Gucci Creative. Change. Let's use Campton on this. Though Campton was not the font I actually used at first. The font I used at first was Nexa, but let's use Campton just for the purpose of this tutorial. Campton Light. Use the so here, try and arrange this. And then reduce this a little. Sorry, let's group this. Control G. And reduce this a little bit. So there you have your logo for Gucci Creative. Gucci Creative. Let's take this out. So on one of the tutorial, I will walk you guys around on how to align the font and the logo itself, but that's not the purpose of this particular tutorial. So let's just face what we are here for. Delete this and let's align this to the center. Touch. Let's still duplicate that as well. Perfect. Now let's add another color to it. Red and white. Yeah, that's my brand color. I love it so much. Why, you may ask? Well, we'll talk about that later. Arrange send to back. Now change this to white. This is actually 100% white, so let's just select this using the color pick tool. So 100% white here, and then this change it to 100% black as well. 100% black. So there you have your logo for Gucci Creative from scratch. Illustrator. Thank you guys. If you stay to this end of the video, Thank you. I appreciate that, and I believe that you must have learned something. So if you have any question at all, concerning this, you can drop it in the comments. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you, guys.